name is Bryan Hobbs, and Cyber Clipboard is my company, Cyber Clipboard LLC. We're the most efficient way to verify credentials. And so what I'm going to do here is kind of tell you a story. So it's the summer of 2017, and my wife has just been hired to teach at a new school district. So we're sitting on the couch manually filling out previous employment forms. And after form, I become dumbfounded as to why this is still a process. Well, what shocked me even more was the fact that each of these forms have to be sent back to the previous district and forwarded back and verified with the seal. As an engineer, this just blew my mind. This is inefficient and unreliable. So we came up with a solution, and that's Cyber Clipboard. And here again, this talks about the problem. Verification of credential history has been a problem for the longest. It continues to be a cycling process. People continue to have to verify their credentials. Education is real bad because that is the market that we intend to infiltrate first. Our solution is we developed an online platform which allows for previous history verified using blockchain technology. The histories will no longer have to be verified again. This is permanent. Once you verify it one time on blockchain, it is permanent and it is immutable. A lot of you, I don't know if you're immutable, but it cannot be changed. Our process simply is you make a request, we have verified, and then you commit it to the blockchain. Our value proposition, the reason people will use our system is efficient, it's reliable, secure, transparent, and as I said earlier, immutable. It saves time. I mean, that's one thing. Verifying credentials of when you're trying to hire someone, it can take up to 36 days to hire someone. It can also take up to 6 days just to verify credentials. Sometimes you don't even get the verifications back. So that is something that we want to make the process more efficient, reliable. A lot of these things, a lot of times, you don't get a phone call back. They can't verify that position. So in that case, especially in education, you simply will not get paid for, you will not get credit for that. You will not get credit for that previous work history, so you won't get paid for that. Your salary, your job, they will not recognize that. Secure. So everybody knows Equifax and how Equifax had the data breach. Essentially, with blockchain, there will be no data breach. With blockchain, it is decentralized. Because it's decentralized, meaning that if someone was to breach one of our systems, they will only get a snippet of a piece of data. They would literally have to, it would take a lot of computer power to actually obtain a lot of data from the blockchain decentralized system. Transparent. We believe in transparency. So we feel that everyone in this room in here should know what's going on with your data, who's requesting this data about you. And then we just feel that it should be something that companies should not be basically in control of. It is your data, it is your history, so why not let you own it? And immutable, as we talked about earlier, immutable. It's not changing. You can't change. It takes a lot. Once you commit something to the blockchain, essentially every chain before that has to be changed. And that is a very intense and labor-intensive process. So that is something that is a lot of people would like for security reasons. So here I'm going to talk about your market size. So our subset market where we're entering in is education. Right now, education, we got a market size of approximately $300 million. But that's just a subset of what we want to do. We actually want to penetrate everybody. Like I said, everybody in here, we intend to be able to use this platform. So that's anybody, any employer, candidate, we intend to be able to use this. So that brings us to about $5.6 billion industry. So that is a pretty huge market size. Our business model, we're a multi-sided platform, subscription-based. As I said, education is our sub-market. So in education alone, it's $300 million, which we predict we do $75 million in revenue just in education alone. That is only 10% of education, of the education market. Our subscription-based school districts, same thing with companies, we just use education here. candidates, educators, same thing, we're subscription-based, so we're multi-sided platform. So proprietary technology right now, so there are not a lot of organizations using blockchain right now. Blockchain is very hot, however. In the very near future, within the next 5 years, a lot of organizations are going to be using blockchain and trying to implement it. We plan to be the first to do it on a large scale. So that is what we're intending to do. Our process of how we're using the blockchain, we currently have a patent pending on that process. It's a utility patent. So that's something that we're hoping we can get actually approved. Competition-wise, so as you can see, we got Equifax up there. The reason we put Equifax up there because Equifax does verification services. Equifax makes about $800 million a year on verification services. They control about 75% of the market with Fortune 500 companies. However, that's only one part of our platform. And also, that is a repetitive process. We intend to take on Equifax, same as one of our other competitors, TrueWork, by basically eliminating that need to continue to go back to Equifax. Same thing, TrueWork is doing the same thing. TrueWork is another startup out of Silicon Valley. The only difference between TrueWork and us right now, TrueWork does not use blockchain technology. They're using what banks use now, their secure crypto technology. So we think we have an advantage there with the blockchain. And we also, they're only verifying current enrollment. They won't be verifying all of the credentials that we will do. So again, why are we better? This currently our platform is designed for education specifically. We're going to have a healthcare platform. Every industry will have their own application within our application. So that's why we consider it to be better. We're saving time, and it's a secure system. Our go-to-market strategy. So right now, we're looking at partnerships, career fairs, conferences, using social media, and also paid ads. Right now, we do have current partnerships with beta testing. We'll start beta testing here in the next 2 months. But we do have partnerships with school districts, State Department of Education, and universities. So a little bit of background on our team. So that's me, I'm the CEO. I'm an engineer, civil engineer by trade, with a minor in computer applications technology, graduated from the University of Alabama. And I'm the project manager, so I oversee $1 billion projects in Atlanta at this time for Mark. My technical expertise right now, Corey Shaw is not here right now, but he works for Emory University. He's actually a coder for them in their biometrics department. And then our advisors. So we've got a multitude of advisors. We are actually part of a pre-accelerated program called SAN 2020, ATL. That program is backed by JP Morgan Chase, Morehouse College, and ATEC, and also Textport Labs in Atlanta. Some of our mentors there are Paul George, Tony Sam, Candace Mitchell, and also Larry Walker. So each of these individuals have built multi-billion-dollar companies. Paul George, I don't know, you may know him, but he's definitely done a lot in the Southeast of Atlanta. They're all mentors and advisors to the company. So, what are we doing now? So, right now, we are looking to get pre-seed money. $800,000 is what we're looking for. Our competitor recently got $2.9 million of seed. We intend to go after a seed fund in about the next 14 months. So the $800,000 will get us through that 14 months. Essentially, we'll be looking at complete development of the application, which is $100,000, advertising, training, $200,000, hiring staff, $250,000, office and other items, another $250,000. Right now, as I said, we're getting ready to go into beta testing. We have our MVP, and hopefully here within a month or two, we'll be launching the MVP testing. And so basically what we're going to do with the $1,000 here, the $1,000 will basically go towards development. So, because again, we want to make sure that's right with beta testing and get some excellent feedback. So again, thank you. My name is Bryan Hobbs, and I'm the CEO of Cyber Clipboard.